Greetings from Hayward. It was about time, I thought, to give a little bit of a market update, what happened back in 2020. I'm not going to make too many forecasts for 2021 because last March, when COVID struck and we were shut down for a while, or many of us were, and stayed at home and were working from home, I have to tell you my predictions were not very rosy, and as it turned out, 2020 was an incredible year. So I have some notes. I'm sorry I have to keep some notes in front of me because I just want to give you an idea of what really has happened in the past probably about 12 months trailing. It's been quite a time, and I'm surprised by the number of people who, when I tell them that it's just been crazy busy and it hasn't stopped, they just say, really? They know that it was an active market, but I don't think that they understand just how crazy our market really has been. And so just as an example, and I'm going to kind of start from a overview of what's gone on nationally, and I'm sure you've read some things too. Home demand is up 62%. The values of properties throughout the United States are up on average median price by 15%. The average home in the United States value went up by $40,000 last year. Inventory went down by about 38%, so new properties coming on the market. The average home last year in the United States, I think, was in September, this was on average, was on the market for 21 days. It's just remarkable what happened from a national level. But then if we bring it to Hayward, let me give you some idea of what happened last year in terms of sales. And I'm going to talk about a number of different things, so kind of just hang on. I don't want to throw too many statistics, but I think they really help you paint a picture of what happened. So if we just look at lake property sales, just lake cabins, lake homes, condo cabins on the lakes in the Hayward School District and in Sawyer County alone, just those two areas, if you will. In 2020, there were 277 sales as compared to 197 the year before. The average price was about $431,000 in 2020. That compares with about $371,000 the year before. So again, more sales, higher median sales, average sale price to list price was 96+%. That was up again over 1.5% from the year before. And days on market were like 213 days versus 240 the year before. So everything was, sales were up, prices were up, list price, sale price to list price, that was up. And then if we look at lakefront properties, just vacant lots, again, in the Hayward School District and in Sawyer County alone, last year there were 106 sales compared to 63 sales the year before. And again, values were up, days on market were down, everything trending just really in a very positive manner if you were a seller. Now, that said, I just want to kind of bring it down a little bit to some various lakes, just so to give you an idea. On Lac-Courte last year, Lac-Courte and Little Lac-Courte, there were 24 units sold just on that lake alone. And on Round and Little Round, 39 units were sold. On Grindstone, the lake that I used to live on for about 20 years, there were 14 sales. Chippewa Flowage, 25 unit sales last year. Now we're talking cabins and lake homes, not talking about lakefront properties vacant. Nelson Lake, 16 sales last year. The Upper Eau Claire area, Upper Eau Claire, Lower, Middle Eau Claire Lakes, sales last year were 20. Last year, I think I'm correct on this, I should probably check this out, but Teal, Lost Land, and Ghost, the quiet lakes, I'm pretty sure were 20 sales last year. Now let me just tell you where the inventories are right now, okay? Think about Lac-Courte, 24 sales last year, 2 listings right now, 2. Round Lake, 39 sales last year, 6 listings active right now. We're talking lake homes and cabins. Grindstone, 14 sales last year, 2 properties for sale on Grindstone right now. Do you know how many properties are for sale on Nelson Lake and Smith Lake? 0. Right now the inventory is 0 on those 2 lakes. Chippewa Flowage, I think I found just on the lake, Chippewa, not on the river or anything, there are just 2 properties for sale on the Chippewa Flowage. So if we look at Lac-Courte Round, Grindstone, Spider, I think there's just 2 on Spider right now, and the Chippewa Flowage, those 5 big bodies of water, there's 14 properties for sale at the present time. That's That's unheard of, at least in the 20 years I've been in the business. And I think we can go back 40 years, and there's only been maybe one other time during the dot-com era that things were just really that crazy. So all of the Hayward School District right now, if you do all the lakes, there's like 17 properties for sale in the Hayward School District on water, cabin, or lake homes. So why? What's going on? And I think we had the perfect storm, and I looked and I kind of come up with about 8 or 9 things. One, we had historical low or near historical low interest rates, and right now I think we are at historical low because they've even gone lower since last summer. So that's one. Historically low inventories or near historical low inventories. Add to that the fact that a lot of new properties didn't come on the market last year as they have in other years. So that just, further presses down the inventory that's available for sale. We saw pent-up buyer demand back from 2019, bleeding into 2020, and then we had even more new buyers coming into the market in 2020. So we have this huge amount of buyers in the market, and again, that drives up price, demand, and so forth. You know that. Think about stock market earnings over the last couple of years. People were taking money out of the market. I've never seen so many cash deals. We were running at like 1 for every 7 deals coming together, every 7 transactions, 1 would be a cash. So 1 out of 7 compared to typically 1 out of 15. So a lot of cash coming into the market to buy properties. The other thing that is interesting is that I believe in the United States, something like 40%, it's a crazy number of people who own their home outright. So they have all this equity built up, and we saw a lot of people using equity out of their primary home to come up and buy secondary lakeshore properties and off-water properties, the quiet sports properties, like we've never seen before. And then add to that COVID. And you all know what happened there. You got people working out of their homes like they've never been able to do before, and some of us not really wanting to do that, but they're able to do it. And so people came north to be in their cabins to work, and they find out, wow, I can do this. And interestingly enough, their employer says, stay put, that's fine with us. So we're seeing more and more people come to the Northwoods in Northwest Wisconsin as a result of COVID and buying homes. Everything was up last year. Lake home sales and cabins on lakes, vacant waterfront properties were up. Vacant land, whether residential lot or hunting land or large parcels or whatever, those were up in terms of number of sales. Commercial property up a little bit as you get into the city of Hayward, the village of Winter, and elsewhere. Commercial properties don't move that fast, but again, they were fairly active. So all that said, if you're a buyer and you're in the market today, and a lot of you are, I know, be locked and loaded and ready to go. If you're not a cash buyer, make sure that you're pre-qualified. Do your homework. Get working with a realtor because they've got their pulse on what's available. I know just in our office, we know a lot of times about properties coming on the market before they hit the market. And obviously, we're going to work with the buyers who want to work with us. If you're a seller, this could be, I'm not sure, but this could be the best time for you to be a seller. I don't know how long this will last. It could be, we think the rest of this year, probably 18 months even, but we all know how things change quickly. But at least even as a seller, and I've been one and have been one, I generally get ready. I get my ducks in a row. I know what my property's worth. I figure out how I'm going to market it. I figure out who I'm going to market to and how I'm going to go about it. I get ready, and then when I'm ready to launch, away we go. We don't have to be catching up. So whether you're a buyer or seller, I think it's an exciting time. And thanks for tuning in. God bless you, and we'll see you around.